EA Motive, they're developing the Dead Space remake. They made Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Squadrons, and Dead Space. And then now they're working on an untitled Iron Man game. It is in early development. EA Motive has a handful of teams, so like it would make sense that they, while they are wrapping up their work on Dead Space, that they would be churning out Iron Man. This is a single-player, third-person action-adventure Iron Man game. We know literally nothing about it other than it is Iron Man and EA Motive. Justin, what do you think about it?
Do you think they're going to have dismemberment physics like they do in Dead Space in this game? Like, as you're like...
I would love... Justin, can I say it? Like, that would be so wild. I would love that. It won't happen. But, like, anything original about this... Like... anything original, like any sort of original take on this character or on this like character, like the powers or whatever, it would be super interesting. Like you're blowing bits off of people or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it'd be so cool.
Well, think of how many people Tony Stark, people or living beings that Tony Stark has killed.
Yeah,
in his time as being the Iron Man. Like going back to even the first movie. He literally flies to another country, goes into a war area, and just starts destroying people.
Yeah, like you watch that now, and what I appreciate about it is that, like, even in that movie, it's still kind of like, it's kind of fucked up, huh?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like it's not like, hoorah, go Tony Stark, go Iron Man, right? But yeah, like they bring it up, right, about like ever since he announced that he was Iron Man, like the world got bad, like because people come like the challenge, like we incite challenge and stuff like that. I don't know. I have no interest in this. I mean, I'll play it when it comes out. But
I think it could be fun. I think if we learned anything from playing Anthem, if you played Anthem, that the ability to have a mech suit can be fun. And like if you have different Iron Man suits that you can upgrade and fix, like there's a game for that, and you add a Marvel story around it. And you add, like the superhero polish and stuff. I think that can be good. I think going to Marvel's The Avengers, I think playing as Iron Man was fun. I know you didn't play it, but there's like literally a mission in the game when your mansion gets attacked and you slowly start putting on your Iron Man outfit. So it's kind of like, first you get like your guns, then you put on your laser boots, and you're slowly like doing that. Like there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with
in Iron Man 3?
Yeah, like in Iron Man 3, but like you get to play it. It's fun.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But like there's cool things that like I think this character in this story would allow you to do that I think could be really fun, and going to like looking at what the best Marvel game could be in, like, I think Marvel Spider-Man is one of probably the best superhero games out there.
Agreed.
Think. Yeah,
probably.
I mean, I can't off the top of my head I would say that what I would point to. Now, granted, Motive is not Insomniac, right? Insomniac is something I would trust a lot with a program with a property like a Marvel property like Spider-Man. So it's yet to see how Motive will translate to creating this game. But it is backed by EA, right?
Yeah. So this is like being published by EA, which to me, that's the big warning sign about this. It's the big warning sign around the Dead Space remake for me as well, where it's like, I've liked what I've seen of the Dead Space remake, but I know EA, and I know who they are. I know that they've sort of shifted gears because of Jedi Fallen Order, which was published by them, which good game. I know that they've recently been like, oh, people want this, but I just think about like all of the other things that they have taken and just completely soiled that had good ideas to them,
I mean, this is still kind of like, I know this isn't the best counter to that argument, but they were they were part of the Anthem, so they own Anthem. And I know
Justin.
I know, not the best argument.
Like I'm not saying that playing Anthem isn't fun, but I need you to hear the sentence you just said.
No, I heard it. I heard it.
No, I don't doubt that. And also, if I may, Dead Space 2 specifically is a fucking awesome Iron Man game. When you're flying around through space, there is a sequence in Dead Space 2 that's probably my favorite in all of video games. You shoot yourself out of a rocket across a space station through space, and you're flying like you are going like super fast and you're like flying past all this terrain and stuff, and then you bust into the space station through the ceiling, and you're like,
do you do
like going down a
superhero landing?
vent. And so you're like being knocked around this like vent as you go down, and at the very last second you get on your feet, do the superhero landing, and it's all in one shot, and it's insanely good. And the whole thing, by the way, when you're in space, completely silent because you're in space. So like you just hear you hear your breathing and you hear the speed of it all, and you're like running to go help someone, and then you come crashing through the roof, and it's so loud, and then you stick the superhero landing. Justin, I'm like amped talking about this. Dead Space 2. Play it. So what I'm saying is, EA Motive. I think there might be kernels of Iron Man in Dead Space remake, which I think would be interesting. I think that to me is what could potentially help me with getting more on board with this.
Yeah, I think exactly to your point. Like they have the opportunities and the resources to make this a good game, but they also have the resources to make this a money grabbing piece of shit.
It's their like game to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like 100%. Something else that I think the reason why I have a hard time with this game specifically, I struggle to think of an actor that is more the embodiment of their character than Robert Downey Jr. is with Tony Stark. That like I just don't know who do you have play Tony Stark that would be able to catch a portion of that charisma, a portion of that portrayal. Nolan North was him in
The Avengers.
The Avengers, which I think, like, weirdly enough, Nolan North is the Robert Downey Jr. of video games, I think. But, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't hate the casting of Nolan North. I don't know if it's going to be him in this, but yeah.
It's really hard too with video game characters too, because like you have like the 10 or 15 popular ones that are just thrown around, but then you go back to something like Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't think that game was hurt by having no names in it.
Yeah, I thought it was great to not have to be distracted, but like, fuck, is that Troy Baker? Come on.
So I think I think the bigger challenge is not so much who they get to voice it; it's how they portray that character. And obviously the answer is not to copy and paste Robert Downey Jr. unless you're gonna have Robert Downey Jr. do it. But by the way, that'd be baller.
If it was just like, hey, it's me, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back in video games because, yes, I did do the voice for Iron Man, the video game, and Iron Man 2, the video game, back in 2011 and 2009, 2011. Anyway, he did the voice for those.
And that was, I mean, he was still popular then, but like that was before he became.
I mean, that was like before he was like like who he is now.
Yeah.
Because it was Iron Man that like brought him back.
Yep.
That and what's that other movie? Zodiac.
Oh. Due Date with Zach Galifianakis.
Was he in that?
I believe so. Like it was like I think Robert Downey Jr. was trying to get home to see his wife have his like first child, and then he gets like somehow saddled with Zach Galifianakis, and hilarity ensues.
The 2010 film Due Date with Todd Phillips, Jimmy Fox, RDJ, Juliette Lewis, Michelle Monaghan, Danny McBride.
Wait, Zach Galifianakis is not in it?
No, he is. I just.
Oh my god! I was like, oh wait a second. Mandela effect. The Galifianakis effect. You just think he's in every movie.
I like Robert Downey Jr. Like, what a charming actor.
Speaking of Zach Galifianakis, though, like the Zach Galifianakis effect, did you ever hear of that time he was on SNL hosting? He had his beard at the beginning of it, shaved it off for one scene, and then put a fake beard back on for the end of it to like see if anyone like would notice it.
That's awesome.
But like, that's so baller.
Awesome. That's great. I love that, Zach Galifianakis. I love that a lot.
He gets it.